Okay, I'll continue. Okay, as in the previous class, we discussed about the nozzle. A nozzle is a device which increases the velocity with the expense of the pressure. Okay, so pressure decreases and velocity increases. Okay, so here in this class, I'm going to do the derivation on condition for maximum discharge. Okay, as you know, in case of air compressor, minimum work is done to get the maximum efficiency by means of providing the intercooler. So in case of nozzle, the maximum discharge is desired. Okay, maximum discharge is desired. So next, uh, you studied the mass balance equation. Okay, so mass balance equation is your m dot equals to a1 v1 divided by v1 equals to a2 v2 divided by v2. You remember here the a2 is what your the area at exit. Okay, and yesterday I explained about few nozzles. Okay, we are mainly taking the convergent nozzle. Convergent nozzle means there will be a decrease in the pressure, increase in the velocity because of decrease in the cross sectional area. Okay, so m dot equals to a1 v1 divided by v1, or you can take a2 c2 divided by v2. So in this derivation, instead of v1, we took it as c1. C1 is nothing but the velocity of the fluid at the exit divided by v2 is what? The volume of the fluid at the exit in terms of meter cube. A2 is what? The cross sectional area at exit. Okay, next, as we derived in the previous class, the expression for your velocity at point 2 is using this steady flow energy equation h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus w equals to h2 plus c2 square divided by 2 plus q. This is your steady flow energy equation, what we learnt in basic thermodynamics. As I said, there is no work done and no heat transfer in the nozzle because it is neither work absorbing nor work consuming device. So the W and Q terms are neglected. So you are getting only H1 plus C1 square by 2 equals to H2 plus C2 square divided by 2. Okay. So C2 square divided by 2, as I said, the velocity at inlet is too small as compared to the velocity at exit. Suppose if we are having around 2000 meter per second at exit, then we are having around 10 meter per second at the inlet. So in that case, the velocity is the negligible factor as compared to your exit velocity. If the velocity at the inlet is taken into consideration, and then in that case you have to take into the consideration. Otherwise, you have to neglect the value of C1. Okay. So C2 square minus C1 square divided by 2 equals to H1 minus H2. Okay, and H1 minus H2 is nothing but your HD. As I said, uh, H1 minus H2 is nothing but your enthalpy drop. Enthalpy means what? The heat content of the steam, and as it passes through the nozzle, the enthalpy of the steam gets decreased. So H1 minus H2 is nothing but your HD. So from this one, we are arriving the equation as C2 equals to square root of H1 minus H2. Okay, plus C1 square if C1 is taken into consideration. This is the expression at the exit. Square root of 2000, don't make confusion. 2000 is nothing but just we are going to express this enthalpy in terms of kilojoules. Okay, that is 2 into 1000. You are having 2 here, no? The 2 into H1 minus H2, that is C2 equals to square root of 2000 into H1 minus H2 plus C1 square. Suppose if you are expressing in joules, just you take H1 minus H2 plus C1 square. That is the expression what I explained in the previous class. Okay, so and one more thing you have to remember. Okay, so here in case of nozzle, we are having that there will be a increase in the velocity is nothing but the gain in kinetic energy of the steam, and it is always equals to the drop in enthalpy as said. So enthalpy decreases and velocity increases. That equation we are going to balance it, that is increase in the kinetic energy of the steam equals to the decrease in the enthalpy. Then how we are going to express kinetic energy of the steam is nothing but just C2 square divided by 2. This is the notation for your kinetic energy at exit. C2 square by 2 equals to, and drop in enthalpy is always equals to your work done, because during the change in the enthalpy from the inlet to exit, certain sort of the work is done. That is work done is nothing but the whatever work done during Rankine cycle. I am going to explain Rankine cycle in vapor power cycle. So in this nozzle, just you remember whatever the change in enthalpy is always equals to the polytropic work done. Okay. You remember this nozzle and vapor power cycles are closely related chapters. Okay. Once you understand, easily you can understand the next chapter, that is vapor power cycle, the cycle which uses the steam as working fluid. Okay. Till now we studied gas turbines, gas power cycles, and here we are studying the air compressor. In the next model, you are studying the vapor power cycle, where the cycles uses the steam as working fluid. So just you remember, the drop in enthalpy is nothing but your work done during the polytropic process. So C2 square divided by 2 equals to N divided by N minus 1 into P1 V1 minus P2 V2. This is the expression for work done during polytropic process. This is left side is your the increase in the kinetic energy. So C2 square by 2 equals to N divided by N minus 1 into P1 V1 minus P2 V2. Okay. Next step, C2 square by 2 you put as it is, N divided by N minus 1. So here I am going to take the P1 V1 outside. Okay. You refer this equation. When you take P1 V1 outside, in the bracket 1 minus P2 V2 divided by P1 V1. You call it as equation number 2. As I said, the expansion follows the law PV raised to N equals to constant. Always the polytropic process you have to take into the consideration. So for the nozzle between sections 1 and 2, this is the convergent nozzle. Okay. So it follows the law P1 V1 to the power of N equals to P2 V2 to the power of N. That is polytropic process. Okay. So C2 square by 2 equals to N divided by N minus 1 into P1 V1 into 1 minus P2 by P1. Okay. So you call it as equation number 2. Next, you take the expression of the polytropic process. P1 V1 to the power of N equals to P2 V to the power of N. Okay. Then R you can write in this way also. V2 by V1 equals to P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by N. What you are going to do here? Just you are going to divide the power by N. Okay. It's nothing but V2 by V1 to the power of N equals to P1 divided by P2 to the power of N, and divide the power by N. So you'll get V2 by V1 equals to P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by N. Okay. Just this is a simplified form of your the polytropic expansion from 1 to 2. You call it as equation number 3. You remember C2 is nothing but your the exit velocity in the nozzle. Now I am going to substitute the value of V2 by V1 from equation number 3 in equation number 2. Okay. Here whatever we are having V2 by V1 in the equation number 3, we are going to put this value in equation number 2. Okay. Just substitute the value C2 square by 2 as it is, N divided by N minus 1 as it is, P1 V1 as it is, in the bracket 1 minus P2 by P1 is also as it is. Just you replace the value of V2 by V1 from equation number 3, that is P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by N. Okay. Just you are substituting the value of V2 by V1 from equation number 3 in equation number 2. But here we are having P2 by P1 and here we are having P1 by P2. Now I am going to express P1 by P2 in terms of P2 by P1. What you are going to do? Instead of writing 1 by N, just you write it as minus 1 by N. Both are having same meaning because I want to make both the terms equal. For that purpose, instead of writing P1 by P2, you have to write it as P2 by P1 to the power of minus 1 by N, not 1 by N. then it, after that you have to apply law of index, that is P2 by P1 to the power of 1 into P2 by P1 to the power of minus 1 by n. So then you have to take the same index, then add the index. You apply the law of index, that is x to the power of a into x to the power of b is nothing but x to the power of a plus b. So what you will get? N divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 as it is in the bracket 1 minus P2 by P1, that is 1 minus 1 by n is nothing but your n minus 1 divided by n. After taking the LCM, you will get the value as n minus 1 divided by n. Okay. So C2 square by 2 equals to n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket 1 minus P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. But next step. So here it is C2 square and here it is 2. And in this equation, I am taking 2 towards right hand side. C2 we are going to express in terms of square root. This is the expression for C2 square. Then expression for C2 is everything you have to put it in the square root. Okay. So C2 equals to square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket 1 minus P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Okay, just this is C2 square and this is the expression for C2. Okay, hope you understood this equation. Okay, any doubts up to this point? Okay, C2. Okay, C2 equals to square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket 1 minus P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. You call it as equation number 4. Okay, next step. Okay, so we are having the equation 3 as V2 by V1 equals to P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n. Okay, now from this equation V2 is nothing but what? Just V1 into P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n. Okay, just you simplify. Next step is we have the expression for m as A2 C2 divided by V2. We got the value of C2 from equation number 4 and V2 from equation number you call it as 5. Okay, so you have to substitute V2 equals to what? V1 into P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n, and this is the expression for C2. You have to substitute the value of V2 and the value of C2 from equation number 4 and 5 in equation number 1, that is C2 E2 divided by V2. Okay, m equals to A2 into C2 divided by V2. C2 is what? Whatever expression we are getting, we are going to substitute in this equation. A into C2 is what? 2 into n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 in the bracket 1 minus P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n and divided by your volume at point 2. What is volume at point 2 is nothing but from equation number 5, that is V1 into P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n. So first you substitute all the equations properly in mass flow rate of the steam in the nozzle. A2 C2 divided by V2. You remember C2 is velocity at exit. Divided by V2 is what? Volume of the steam at the exit of the nozzle. Okay, A2 C2 divided by V2. Next step. So what I am going to do, just and simplifying, instead of writing this one, just I am putting it as first m equals to A2 divided by V1. First I am putting. Okay, and next P2 by P1. Okay, whatever this expression is there, no, P1 divided by P2 to the power of 1 by n, it is in the denominator. Here I am taking in the numerator. When you are going to take in the numerator, instead of writing P1 by P2 to the power of 1 by n, you have to write it as P2 by P1 to the power of 1 by n. Just you make note of it. Here A2 by V1 into, instead of writing P1 by P2, because I took it is in the numerator, P2 by P1 to the power of 1 by n, and in the bracket you write as it is, because these terms I took in the numerator. A2 divided by V1 I took, this P1 by P2 also I took in the numerator. So in the bracket 2 into n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 into whatever equation is there, just you put as it is. Okay, A2 by V1 into P2 by P1 to the power of 1 by n square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 1 minus P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Okay, and in the next step, what I am doing this, you see this equation here. Whatever the term P2 by P1 is there, no, I am taking inside the square root. Okay, so A2 by V1 is as it is. When you are taking this term inside the square root, so you have to multiply by that value. Okay, for example, 9 is there outside, then how we are going to write in the square root? Square root of 81 is nothing but 9. Same thing you are going to express. You are shifting this term outside to inside the square. Okay, that is the meaning. So first you write this equation, then you shift this term outside to inside. How you are going to shift? Just you have to multiply by 2. Okay, so this one and this one having same meaning. P2 by P1, square root of P2 by P1 divided by 2 by n is nothing but your P2 by P1 to the power of 1 by n. Just you are shifting the term outside to inside the square root. Okay, then A2 by A1 as V1 as it is, inside the bracket square root of 2 divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 as it is, and this is the term what we shifted from outside to inside. It is nothing but P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n. Don't write 1 by n, because you are shifting this term inside the square root. 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n into, and you write as it is, this one 1 minus P2 by P1. So here in this equation what I am doing, just shifting the term from outside to inside the square root. And next step, you have to simplify this one. Just you have to multiply. So multiply this with this, then after that multiply this with this. I am taking this term inside the bracket. Next step. Okay, so next step is just you have to simplify this term. Simplification of this term, what? P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n into 1 minus of the multiplication of these two terms. Okay, next step, m equals to A2 by V1 as it is, square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1. So what I am going to do? So inside the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n minus of, you have to multiply by these two terms, P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n into P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. The first step is you are taking from outside to inside. Next step is just you are simplifying these two terms. Okay, next you have to apply the law of index. Okay, in the next step, A2 by V1 is as it is, square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1, and P2 by P1 also you put as it is 2 by n, and you have to apply law of index. That is nothing but x to the power of a into x to the power of b equals to x to the power of a plus b. You take the same base, okay, and just you have to add the power. Okay, 2 by n plus n minus 1 divided by n. So what you'll get after simplifying? 2 by n plus n minus 1 divided by n is 2 plus n minus 1, means is nothing but n minus 1 only you'll get. Sorry, n plus 1 you'll get. Sorry, 2 by n plus n plus 1 divided by n. 2 by n plus n minus 1 divided by n. What you'll get? 2 plus n minus 1. You'll get n plus 1 divided by n. This power after adding, you'll get n plus 1 divided by n, and you have to put this term as it is. Okay. So whatever this equation gives, the mass flow rate of steam inside the convergent nozzle. You remember we took a convergent nozzle. Okay. This is the expression for mass flow rate in case of convergent nozzle, where A2 is what? Your exit area, V1 is inlet volume, square root of N is what? Polytropic index, and P2 by P1 is nothing but your pressure ratio. P2 at exit of the nozzle and P1 is pressure at inlet to the nozzle. Okay, so this you remember, this is the one of the important equation for nozzle, mass flow rate of nozzle. Okay, from this equation it is clear that so this mass flow rate mainly depends upon your pressure ratio, because as I said, in case of the nozzle, pressure decreases and velocity increase. Only two parameters, pressure and velocity, comes into picture here. That too at exit, you remember, not at the inlet, because inlet velocity is too small as compared to the exit velocity. From this equation it is clear that the mass flow rate is always a function of your pressure ratio, then your index n, whereas P1 and V1 are constant values. Main parameter is your P2 by P1. Okay, it is pressure ratio. Hence, the mass flow rate of nozzle is directly proportional to your the pressure ratio. Okay. Next, in order to get the maximum discharge, so you are going to differentiate equation number 6 with respect to pressure ratio and equate it to 0. How you did in intercooling for getting the minimum work of compression in case of nozzle, our aim is to get the maximum discharge. To get the maximum discharge, you are going to differentiate this equation with respect to P2 by P1 and equate it to 0. That we are doing in the next step. Okay, so that is differentiation of this term with respect to pressure ratio and equate it to 0 for getting the maximum discharge of fluid in the nozzle. Okay, same thing I am writing. Okay, for maximum discharge, dm divided by d of P2 by P1 equals to 0. You remember, so in every device, some parameters are most important. For example, in case of your petrol engine, what is this one? Compression ratio is most important. In case of air compressor, where pressure ratio is important. In the nozzle, so the pressure ratio is important. Okay, like that, some parameters are most important in each and every device. So you are going to differentiate m with respect to P2 by P1. Okay, and as I said, okay, so these are the constant terms. Okay, n is constant, P1 is inlet pressure is constant, V1 is constant. Don't take for the differentiation, only you have to take whatever the term is there inside the bracket. That is enough. Don't differentiate all this term, because this is a constant terms. You neglect all the terms, directly you take differentiation of P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n minus of P2 by P1 to the power of n plus 1 divided by n divided by, so this term you remember. Okay, you have to consider only whatever term is there inside the bracket. Don't consider other terms, because those terms are constant. Differentiation of P2 by P1 to the power of 2 by n minus of P2 by P1 to the power of n plus 1. You remember it is n plus 1, not n minus 1, n plus 1 divided by n, divided by differentiation of P2 by P1 equals to 0. This is the condition for maximum discharge in the nozzle. Okay, so differentiation of this term with respect to the pressure ratio is 0 for maximum discharge in the nozzle. Okay, then this is after simplifying, what you'll get, differentiation of this term gives 2 by n into P2 by P1, 2 by n minus of 1 and minus of n plus 1 divided by n you put as it is in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. So how you did the differentiation? Same thing here also. 2 by n P2 by P1, uh, 2 by n minus of 1. It is nothing but your dx square divided by dx is nothing but x cube by what you studied, okay, in the mathematics. Same thing, okay. Minus of n plus 1 divided by n, you take first constant in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of n plus 1 divided by n minus 1 equals to 0. So this is the differentiation of this term. So this is the expression. Next equation is just here you are having minus. Now just I am shifting this minus towards right hand side, so this becomes plus. Just I am rearranging the term. I am not going to do anything, okay. So first you write 2 by n as it is, P2 by P1, and you have to simplify this index. 2 by n minus 1, you take the LCM, what you'll get? 2 minus n divided by n, what I am putting here, that is 2 minus n divided by n equals to, I am shifting this term towards right hand side, okay. So what you'll get? N plus 1 divided by n into P2 by P1. Once again you have to simplify this index. You take LCM, that is n plus 1 minus of 1 divided by n plus 1 sorry, n minus n plus 1 minus n divided by n will get. So that n gets cancelled, you'll get only 1 and divided by denominator is 1. Oh, this is the simplified form of your index, that is 2 divided by n into P2 by P1 to the power of 2 minus n divided by n, and you have to shift towards right hand side. N plus 1 divided by n into P2 by P1 to the power of you'll get 1 by n, okay. Next step what I am doing, okay, once again I am rearranging the term. So constants I am putting one side, and this pressure ratio I am putting in another side, because it is a combination of these two. So in the next step what I am doing, rearranging the terms, putting constant one side, that is I am putting n, whatever terms are there n I am putting left hand side, and whatever P2 by P1 is there I am putting in the right hand side. So this simplified form, okay. So 2 by n as it is, and this n plus 1 divided by n, it is in RHS, I am taking in LHS. Whenever taking in the LHS, you can write like this, okay, 2 by n into n divided by n plus 1, okay. Don't write as it is, because I am taking this term in the LHS, okay. The terms interchanges. 2 by n into n divided by n plus 1 equals to, and you write P2 by P1. When you are taking towards right hand side, this becomes minus, okay. Just you have to write minus of 2 minus n divided by n. In the next you put this term as it is, just only the shifting the term from LHS to RHS or RHS to LHS. 2 by n into n divided by n plus 1 equals to, I'm shifting towards right hand side. Don't write plus here, you have to write minus, okay. I say having same meaning, okay. P2 by P1 to the power of minus of 2 minus n divided by n, and you put this term as it is. There is no change for this term, okay. Next you simplify this n, and this n gets cancelled. What you'll get? 2 divided by n plus 1, okay, equals to P2 by P1. Here also P2 by P1. Once again you apply the law of index. You keep the base as it is, and you have to add these terms. What you'll get? Minus of 2 minus 2n divided by n plus 1 by n. So after simplification, we'll get the index as n minus 1 divided by n. This is a simplified form, okay. Minus 2 plus 2n plus 1 divided by n. So you'll get n minus 1 divided by n after simplifying this index with the base, okay. N gets cancelled. So 2 divided by n plus 1 equals to P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Okay. Now my aim is to get the pressure ratio. Okay. But here power is there. So in order to get the pressure ratio, what you are going to do? Just you are going to divide both sides by n minus 1 divided by n. Okay. I don't want this index. I want only the pressure ratio. So in that case, what you are going to do? Just you have to divide the power by n minus 1 divided by n. When you are going to divide the power by this n minus 1 divided by n, you will get the expression as P2 by P1 equals to 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Don't put as it is because you are going to divide. This is nothing but 2 divided by n plus 1 power of 1 divided by n minus 1 divided by n will get. For that purpose, you have to put it as P2 by P1 equals to 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. So this is the most important equation for pressure ratio. So whatever the expression we are getting, P2 by P1 equals to 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. So equation number 7 gives the expression for the pressure ratio. So whatever the pressure ratio we are getting for maximum discharge is called as critical pressure ratio. Remember, so this is not normal pressure ratio. This is called as critical pressure ratio because we are getting this expression for maximum discharge. Whatever the pressure ratio for maximum discharge is called as critical pressure ratio. Whenever they ask derive the expression for critical pressure ratio, you have to derive up to this point. Okay, P2 divided by P1 equals to 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1, where P2 is exit pressure, P1 is inlet pressure, n is your polytropic index. They'll give in the problem like 1.3, 1.25 or 1.2 like that. But this is the most important equation. Okay, so we got the equation number 7. Now what I am going to do? Okay, I am going to substitute this value of P2 by P1 from equation number 7 in equation number 6. You see what we got, equation number 6 as this one we are getting, okay, in the mass flow rate. Okay, mass flow rate is what? A2 by V1 square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1. Whatever we got, no, P2 by P1 critical pressure ratio, that pressure ratio we are going to substitute in equation number 6. This is the equation number 6. And P2 by P1, we are getting it as what? 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. This P2 by P1 from equation number 7, I am going to substitute in equation number 6 here. A2 by V1 as it is, square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 as it is, P1 V1 as it is. Just I am going to replace P2 by P1 as 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. In this here, P2 by P1, there are two terms. Just you replace this term, whatever the equation we got for critical pressure ratio. Okay, so this is A2 by V1 square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 square root of P2 by P1 is what? Is nothing but your 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. Once again, whole power 2 by n. This is what we are having in equation number 6. Okay, equation number 6 we are having as 2 by n. Okay, next once again minus of P2 by P1 is there. Same, you have to replace. P2 by P1 is nothing but what? 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1 whole power n plus 1 divided by n, because we are having the power as n plus 1 divided by n in equation number 6. You are going to substitute the value of P2 by P1 from equation number 7 in equation number 6. That is nothing but you write these terms as it is. Just you replace the P2 by P1 as 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n minus whatever we got P2 by P1 from equation number 7, that is called as critical pressure ratio, that you are going to substitute in equation number 6 to get mass flow rate. Here just we got the pressure ratio, but we didn't get the mass flow rate. Then you have to consider equation number 6 and you have to substitute the pressure ratio in equation number 6. You'll get the final equation. Okay, equation for mass flow rate. Okay, so that after simplifying, so you remember it is not m, it is m max, maximum flow rate in the discharge, because we considered the expression for the maximum discharge. Okay, square root of, after simplifying, you will get A2 into square root of this one. This V1 is this V1, and after simplifying, you will get square root of n divided by you have to simplify this index. You'll get 2 divided by n plus 1 into n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. After simplification of this term, you are getting this one, 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n plus 1 divided by n minus 1, and you are getting P1 divided by V1 into A2 as it. After simplification, we'll get this one. Okay, m max. Okay, this is a simplified form. Whatever equation you are seeing here, this is the simplified form of this equation, that is A2. And so here V1 is outside, and here V1 is outside, inside. You can write whenever taking square root of V1, you can write square root of V1 into square root of V1 divided by, you can write V1 as square root of V1 into square root of V1. Okay, just this simplified form. The V1 you can write square root of V1, and this V1 is there now, you can write square root of V1 and square root of V1. That square root of V1 gets cancelled, and one more term becomes in the numerator. Same thing we have put here. Okay, and here we'll get, after simplification, mx as A2 into square root of n divided into P1 divided by V1. This is a simplified form of your V1, and whatever is there in the bracket, that gives the simplified form of this equation. Just you simplify and you this one do it. That is nothing but x to the power. First you simplify this one, 2n divided by n into n minus 1 minus, you simplify this one. After simplification, you will get 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. So whatever you call it as equation number 8. Okay, so it's equation number 8. So this is the condition for maximum discharge in case of convergent nozzle. Okay, now how to find out the max? We found out everything. That is, here we found out the critical pressure ratio, we found out the maximum discharge. Then how to find out the maximum velocity? So maximum velocity, what I am going to do, then in that case you have to refer equation number 4. Okay, equation number 4. What is our equation number 4? So this is the expression for the velocity, normal velocity, not maximum velocity. Then for getting the maximum velocity, what you are going to do, once again you have to substitute the value of P2 by P1. What I said, that is nothing but your critical pressure ratio. P2 by P1 is what we are getting from equation number 7. Okay, critical pressure ratio is 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. Okay, so equation number 4 gives the normal velocity in the nozzle. In order to get the maximum velocity in the nozzle, just you have to replace the term whatever we got in equation number 7, that is the expression for critical pressure ratio. That is nothing but 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1, whatever we got, that you have to substitute in equation number 4. Okay, for getting the maximum velocity, you have to consider the equation number 4. For getting the maximum mass flow rate, you have to consider equation number 6. You remember, for maximum mass flow, you consider equation number 6. And for considering the maximum velocity in a nozzle, you have to consider equation number 4. Now next step, my aim is to find out but critical pressure ratio, what expression you are getting, that is most important, because we are using that equation number 7 everywhere. This one you have to get properly. P2 by P1 equals to 2 divided by n plus 1 divided to the power of n minus 1. What we are getting, no, this is most important, because we are going to substitute this pressure ratio everywhere. You remember, don't make any mistake in this derivation. Okay, suppose something goes wrong, plus minus, you will not get correct equation. Okay, for that you should be very careful to get this expression properly. Okay, P2 by P1 equals to 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1. Now next step, in order to get the maximum velocity, I am substituting this value from equation number 7 in equation number 4. Okay, what is equation number 4? Just you substitute that equation. Okay, 2 square root of 2 into n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket 1 minus, this is nothing but your P2 by P1. Okay, P2 by P1 is what? 2 divided by n plus 1 to the power of n divided by n minus 1 and whole power n minus 1 divided by n. Okay, then once again you simplify. Okay, C2 max, C2 is what? Your nozzle exit velocity, square root of 2 into n minus 1, okay, into P1 V1. After simplifying, so you'll get this final expression. You remember, square root of 2 into n divided by n plus 1 into P1 V1. So this is a after simplification what we are getting here. You remember, this is a expression to find out the maximum velocity in the nozzle. Okay, C2 max, square root of 2 into n divided by n plus 1 into P1 V1. Whenever they ask find out the expression for maximum discharge in the nozzle, always you have to draw the diagram. What diagram? The convergent nozzle you have to draw. This is the first step. Okay, then you have to show P1, C1 and H1. Next you have to show P2, C2 and H2. Okay, next after that you have to start the derivation, and this is for mass balance equation. Okay, so in this class I derived the expression for the maximum discharge in a nozzle, how to find out critical pressure ratio, that is P2 by P1, that is equals to equation number 7. What is that? V1 equation number 7 is 2 divided by n plus 1 divided by n divided by n minus 1. Meantime, we derived the expression for maximum discharge, that is nothing but m equals to A2 into C2. Okay, and finally, we derived the expression for the maximum velocity, condition for maximum velocity in the nozzle. Okay. Okay, any doubts, guys? Hope you understood this derivation, most important derivation. Anybody? Jayant? Jayant? Understood everything? Okay. Good. How about Darshan? Darshan? Darshan, yes. So what I suggest is, once again go through this derivation. You take one sheets of paper and you try yourself. Then only you'll get. Okay. Nihal Shetty. Nihal Shetty.
Yes,
Are you following all the things, sir? Nihal.
yes,
Okay. Any doubts? Hope you understood. I'll do some more problems related to nozzle in the next class. Okay. So all of you enter your USN in the chat box, sir, without fail. Okay. All of you enter. Okay. Okay, all of you enter your name and USN in the chat box for attendance. Okay. Okay. Shall I stop the session here, guys? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Thank you, one and all, for joining this session. We'll continue the session tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
But meantime, you entered, right? All of you entered your USN, right, in the chat box?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, one and all, for joining. We'll meet tomorrow once again.